What's up, y'all? It's Carla, aka C Loud the Poet. Happy Tuesday night. Yeah, we survived the blizzard of 2026, and I am here tonight to do another clip. So, right now, I'm going to be talking about goth identity. So, sometimes people ask me, what is goth? Now, goth has a couple of meanings and definitions. Goth is a style of architecture that was prevalent in Western Europe between the 12th and 16th centuries. We're talking about pointed arches, rib vaults, flying buttresses, large windows, and tracery. Okay, Goth was also a the language of a German tribe that were considered barbarians. Okay, they were called Goths, and they were in Europe. And Goth can also mean belonging to the Dark Ages. You know, now Goth is also a subculture, and that is what I'm going to be talking about, the Goth subculture, which I'm a part of. So, Goth is a subculture. It's kind of an alternative lifestyle. It's a musical subculture, and some of the music that is in it is death rock, dark wave, ethereal, synth, post punk, and others. Okay? So, Gothic people, we tend to have an appreciation for dark and macabre themes. Okay? We kind of embrace the mysterious and the melancholy of life. Okay? We tend to embrace the themes of the supernatural, of death, and of mystery. Now, there are different, types of Gothic people. They have the trad Goths, they have Victorian Goths, Romantic Goths. They have, one moment, there is the pastel Goths. Those are the ones that wear like light colors, pink. There is also white Goths who wear complete white. And there are also Afro Goths, which I would be a part of because I am a goth of color. Now, Gothic bands, there were some very famous Gothic bands, okay, that express the Gothic lifestyle. We're talking about Joy Division, Sisters of Mercy, The Cure, Killing Joke, Skeletal Family, Fields of Nephilim, Christian Death, The Velt, Pure Hell, Switchblade Symphony, bands like Birthday Massacre, and so many others, Susie and the Banshees, Sisters of Mercy. There's so many bands that I could give credit to that express, Gothic clothing, Gothic themes, and Gothic styles in their music. Okay? Now, Goth can also Goth can also include Gothic literature. People like Sylvia Plath, Anne Rice, Tim Burton. People like Edgar Allan Poe, okay, that made that famous literary writing, The Raven, which I really, really love. Some Gothic people, embrace morbid fashion styles of dress or punk fashion. Me, I am probably a cross between trad goth, Victorian goth, Afro goth, and a cosplayer, because those are kind of like the things that I embrace as a goth. Those are the styles that I tend to represent. Yeah, I'm a cross between all four. I can't even say I'm one style of goth because, I work. So there's like a dress code, and sometimes you have to kind of live within the rules of the dress code. Sometimes I do wear colors, but I prefer to wear black. Black is like my favorite color. I feel like it's a power color. It embraces, you know, everything that I believe is powerful and beautiful and mysterious. So, when we talk about alternative lifestyles, we're talking about lifestyles that are on the fringes of the mainstream, okay? Lifestyles that might be considered unconventional, okay? And in the Gothic community, a lot of people tend to express artistic styles, okay? In the Gothic community, there is also, a mindset about being against mainstream norms, okay? In the Goth community, we value personal uniqueness, we embrace individuality, okay? We express our artisticness and our creativity, and we celebrate dark theme beauty, you know? Now, some people think that it's bad to embrace dark themes, but I don't know why. Because the thing is that there are opposites to everything. There's light and there's dark. There's good and there's bad. There's water and there's air. There are opposites in life to everything. And, in existence, there is a balance between it all. So the thing is that, yes, as much as I love the light, there's also darkness that exists. There's midnight, there's night. There is shadows, when clouds cover the sun. These are all things that can also be embraced. People love happiness, but the reality of life is that there is also suffering in life. There is also the opposite of happiness, which can be loneliness, which can be sadness, which can be whatever. And just the acceptance of it and the embracing of it is very, very countercultural. Because I guess in the world, the world wants you to go by certain norms and certain rules or whatever. And being goth, it's kind of like middle fingers up to your rules. We're going to embrace things that people might not often embrace. I know some goths that they go and they may have picnics in the cemetery, or they may go walking or hanging out in the cemetery. There are some that go to goth clubs. There are some that go to raves. Everybody has their thing, in the community. I don't mess with the goth neo-Nazis. I don't mess with them because I hate racism. I can't stand racists and I can't stand racism. But there's so many different, types of people that kind of express different types of things. There's even a BDSM community within the goth community. There's the alt community. There's so many different, I would say subsections. But the whole idea is to be countercultural and to embrace the dark and the mysterious themes. So that's all I'm going to say about goth for now. And I will come up with another clip later. Peace.